Welcome to the Cosmic Download for March 2019. It's my birthday month, and I'm I'm Anna Francesca Celestino. I'm an intuitive and founder of the Shift System, a 90-day group coaching program for transformational change.
And I'm Simone Butler. I am an astrologer and host of the weekly show Simone Says on Patreon.
Love it. All right, well, we're here to give you all the info that you're going to need this month to ride the waves of energy that we have going. Should I start, Simone?
Absolutely.
I don't know why I ask. You always say yes. All right, so here we go. The word that I got this month when I tuned into the energy for March was hope. Feeling hopeful, feeling possibilities. So I really feel like there's going to be this energy that's available to help us, if not to change everything right now, to feel hopeful about the possibility that things can change. And I very much got that sense that it wasn't just about us personally. It may have been politically, it may have been global. I actually felt a lot of it in the political arena. So we'll see what happens. But I do feel like there is a sense that we can be hopeful that the change is going to come.
You know, hope is a very Neptunian word. And we do indeed have a lot of Neptune energy afoot this month. Neptune rules the ocean. It has to do with imagination, with the heart, with feeling connected to the flow. And this month we have a new moon coming right up on the 5th or 6th. I get it confused because Mercury is going retrograde the day before. I think that's the 5th, and then the new moon is the 6th. Anyway, they're both happening in Pisces. So there's this incredible sense of diving deep into the flow of energy and maybe diving backwards since Mercury is retrograding in Pisces all month, and Pisces being highly creative, imaginative. It can be inspiring. It can be confusing as hell, though, if you're not careful, because it's an energy of, it's not a left-brained energy. It's a right-brained energy. So,
well, can I jump in? One of the things that I was thinking about is that numerologically, this year is a 3-year, and we've talked about this year as being a time to reinvent ourselves. So there's that creativity, that imagination. And then also you were talking last month about the Chinese New Year and the year of the Earth Pig and it being this yin energy. So, you know, my sense about this month is it's really all about following. Follow, follow, follow. It's about listening, it's about feeling and really watching what's going on in your life. And not, I think if we try and make things happen, whether it's this month or this year, we're going to be sorry. It is just, we're going to exhaust ourselves and we're not going to get much for our effort.
That is a really good point, because what you're describing is the feminine approach to creation, and Neptune and Pisces are very feminine in nature. It's about going with the flow and knowing when you're ready for something. I'm experiencing that in my life right now. A lot of things are happening almost of their own accord or just through an intention that I set, where in the past I would force myself to make something happen, and it would either be so hard that I'd give up or it just wouldn't happen. You know, it wasn't the right time. You'd think being an astrologer, I would know when the right time was, but sometimes, you know, even astrologers can have a hard time knowing when the time is right. And if you've been working on something for a long time, now's a time when you may very well find that energies are available to help you either complete it or move forward. I don't know if move forward is quite the right word under retrograde Mercury, but here's the other main thing for the month, which is Uranus is moving into Taurus. Uranus is a quickening energy. Uranus was in Taurus last year from May through October. So think back to that period and what you were initiating during that time, because there's been kind of a lull with that. But now Uranus is coming in. It's moving forward for about 7 years in Taurus. And I write about this in my latest essay if you want to read it more about it. But it's the sky god Uranus mating with the Earth Mother, which I love that image. There are many other ways that Uranus and Taurus can really serve us. And so I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking in my forecast for this month, I was talking about a friend of mine, dear friend of mine, who had this practice of when she needed to make a change or she needed to move forward with something, she had this practice of saying, show me. So she would just say it to the universe, okay, show me. And then she would wait for the signs and then she would go. And I think that's a perfect mode to be in for this month, following that energy. So show me. Yeah, makes life a little simpler. And so I had some questions for us for this month as something for us to do in terms of tuning into what it is that is wanting to happen that in terms of the energy that we can follow. So here are my questions. Something to think about, and I'll put them in the show notes as well for you guys. What am I longing for? What's calling to me? What's needed now? What gifts can I share? Where do I want to be? Who do I long to be with? And how can I get there? So these are all questions that initiate some engagement from life to participate with us in the process and from our inner guidance.
Nice. Well, as far as what to do this month, with all this watery Neptune energy afoot, certainly a ritual bath would be one good thing to do. You know, put some of your favorite bath salts or lavender oil or something in the bath and just completely open yourself to the water element. Or go to the beach if you have the beach nearby, or a lake or a stream. I have a more in-depth ritual that you can do to set up an altar to Neptune in my blog that I just wrote at astroalchemy.com. If you want to actually go all out, especially if you have a strong Neptune or Pisces in your chart, you know, now's a good time to give some love to your ruling planet, because I think Neptune wants to bless us.
I love that. I'm getting such a good feeling about this whole Neptune thing that you're talking about. Usually I'm not a water person because I'm a fiery Aries, and you know, that water just sort of puts out the fire, but I really get a good sense that I like the idea that it's blessing energy. I feel like there's something really special for us in this energy this month. That's awesome.
Yeah, the other phrase I got was through the looking glass. Because it really is like, I mean, especially around the 5th and 6th of March, when these energies are strongest with retrograde Mercury happening at the final degree of Pisces, which is the most intense of all the degrees, it is kind of like slipping through into another dimension. That can be scary if if you're afraid of such things. But I think there's also a lot of protection and a lot of just blessing energy around this. So don't be afraid if you have some intense dream or experience around that time that feels like you're sliding and slipping through another dimension. It's very much a blessing for you.
Yeah, and that comes back around for me too, this whole idea of, you know, reinventing ourselves, doing things differently this year than we have before. And maybe that's the opportunity to slip through and get a glimpse of something in a very different way than we've been seeing it, you know, same old, same old, same old, same old. You know, we've got to break that habit.
Right.
I think we've covered it for this month. I just want to mention that coming up in May, I'm just absolutely thrilled to be sharing a tool that I learned back in the early 90s. It's a 4 quarters archetypal map and it is, I'm doing a training, offering a training with a friend, Rick Bronick, who also did the same training around that same time. And both of us, facilitate personal growth work. And both of us have agreed that we are constantly still referring back to that map to help us understand emotional patterns, our history. So I'll put more info about that below as well, a link to that. Anything you want to say? I know you've touched into some of the shadow work.
No, yeah. I'm enjoying the shift system. We're focused on the shadow right now, and so I think a lot of the power that I'm feeling in my life right now is connected to the fact that I'm not shrinking from looking at certain issues that maybe in the past I just would prefer to, keep in the background.
Yeah, good. So I think we've done it for March, and we hope you have a great month. My birthday's coming up. I'm looking forward to that. And so we'll see you in April.
Bye-bye.